Episode Overview. In the third episode of Loki Season 2, the story primarily revolves around Loki and Mobius tracking down Renslayer and Miss Minutes, aiming to use Miss Minutes' access at the TVA to repair the temporal loom. Their journey brings them to a variant of He Who Remains, named Victor Timely. The TVA is in turmoil, and everyone wants Timely for their own purposes. Renslayer and Miss Minutes want him to restore order at the TVA, while Loki, Mobius, and Sylvie need his aura to fix the temporal loom. Meanwhile, there's a subplot concerning the efforts to fix the temporal loom. Obi, Casey, and Victor Timely work together to make it operational. A new device called the throughput multiplier is introduced, which needs to connect with the launcher to increase the loom's capacity. Renslayer's shocking revelation. In a surprising revelation, Miss Minutes plays a flashback showing He Who Remains and Renslayer, previously working together at the Citadel. He Who Remains instructs Miss Minutes to erase everyone's memories once Renslayer steps through the time door. This revelation leaves Renslayer shocked because it means her tenure at the TVA is longer than she remembers. Renslayer couldn't recall Sylvie's Nexus event because she was removed from her original timeline, making her Renslayer's colleague, not her disciple. Miss Minutes suggests discarding He Who Remains, Victor Timely, and all variants to secure their own path to glory. Dox's rebellion and tragic end. Dox, in the TVA holding cell, attempts to instigate a rebellion to avoid being pruned. B-15 advises her to focus on saving the TVA and the timelines instead. However, Dox refuses to cooperate, leading to a tragic confrontation. Renslayer and Miss Minutes appear, attempting to recruit Dox and her followers for a mutiny to restore stability in the TVA. Brad chooses to side with Renslayer, but Dox and her army decline. In a horrifying turn of events, Renslayer puts them in a translucent box and squeezes them until they explode, demonstrating the brutality of her character. Loki's plan and the disappearance of Victor Timely. Sylvie and Loki plan to confront Victor Timely and fix the temporal loom, but Miss Minutes separates them using the CCTV camera and the elevator. When Loki arrives at the elevator's location, he encounters a past version of himself as Sylvie opens the elevator doors. This reveals that Loki's repeated appearances in the TVA are due to being stuck in a time loop. Loki communicates with Obi, who offers to reboot the system to disable Miss Minutes and remove power dampeners blocking their magic. The duo convinces Obi to proceed with the reboot, setting the stage for their next actions. In the ensuing sequence, Sylvie and Loki overpower Brad, prune Renslayer, and bring Victor Timely to the temporal loom's control room. The fate of Victor Timely. At the temporal loom's control room, Victor Timely's temporal aura is extracted to open the blast doors. Unfortunately, as Victor Timely steps through the blast doors, he disintegrates into thin strands of matter, leaving everyone in shock. The time loom begins to explode, threatening to engulf everything. Speculations for the future. The episode ends with uncertainty, as it remains to be seen whether the destruction of the temporal loom will indeed result in the apocalypse that the characters anticipate. The possibility of controlled time, freed from the TVA's governance, opens the door to uncharted territory, and the final two episodes may explore the consequences of unregulated time. Loki's narrative has consistently questioned the necessity of time regulation, and the climax of this episode may mark a pivotal turning point in the series. To be continued.